As we saw in the lecture on the Four Noble Truths, the path to the cessation of suffering is called the Noble Eightfold Path. The 8 trainings are right view and right intention, which form the wisdom or prajna part of the path, right speech, right action, and right livelihood, which form the morality part of the path, or the sila part of the path, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, which form the meditation or samadhi part of the path. Right view or understanding is the core principle for the other 7. It directs us towards wholesome actions, guiding us towards peace and liberation, ultimately towards wisdom. It leads us to an understanding of the true nature of reality, to see things as they really are. Having understood the Four Noble Truths, we see the impermanence of things and their lack of inherent self-existence or emptiness. We understand how our cravings lead to suffering. We notice that we find contentment when we are not chasing after anything, when we are in the moment. This brings us to the Noble Path and to meditation. It also leads us to an understanding of karma. Right intention has the intention of renunciation, goodwill, and harmlessness. In renunciation, we move from selfish to selfless, less egoistic ways, away from a separate I. Understanding reality leads us to see that we are all connected. This understanding gives us the realization that helping others leads us to feel better about ourselves. We renounce greed, aversion, pride, and jealousy, which arise from ignorance and selfishness. We find happiness when we stop looking externally for it. As we stop looking externally, we reduce our cravings and find inner contentment. Goodwill means we should act with the intention of goodwill and love rather than ill will and anger. We should meditate on loving kindness to generate this effect and eradicate any feelings of ill will. Harmlessness means we should be motivated by compassion rather than causing the suffering of others. We should refrain from mental manipulation or physical harm of others. Right speech includes not lying, slanderous speech, abusive or harsh speech, and idle gossip. Our speech should be truthful, kind, beneficial, and full of love. Right action means to avoid killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct, such as being unfaithful. It's really about stopping any behavior that harms others and replacing them with more virtuous ones based on deep compassion. This breaks our non-virtuous habitual patterns and creates wholesome, virtuous habits. Taking a life is not a compassionate path, and it takes away the one thing that a sentient being cares about the most. We should in fact save lives. In right livelihood, there are 5 occupations that we should avoid: the business of weapons, the business of human beings, meaning slavery or prostitution, the business of meat, meaning butchery or slaughterhouse work, the business of intoxicants, meaning alcohol or drugs, and the business in poisons, meaning poisons used in the killing of animals. These are all related to the suffering of other beings. It is not just the occupation that we should consider, but how we conduct ourselves in our business is also important. We should act in an honest fashion. Right effort. These have 4 parts. The effort to prevent negative mental states from arising in our mind, such as anger and jealousy. The effort to abandon any negative states of mind that have arisen. The effort to cultivate positive mental states not yet arisen, such as compassion, and the effort to maintain these wholesome states of mind that have arisen. Right mindfulness involves cultivating an awareness of our thoughts whilst meditating and in everyday life. It also strengthens the quality of our meditation. Right concentration, here we create single-pointedness, focusing concentration on the mind, called samadhi. Samadhi is a pure state of concentration and awareness. This special state leads to the dhyanas, or levels of meditative absorption leading to insight and becoming awakened.